Oh, everyone's welcome. Next, I want to introduce Cesar.
Oh, hello. My name is Cesar. I'm a representative of the Rhode Island Support Committee of the Tribune of the People newspaper. I am here, as all of you are, to grieve for the death of Vanessa Guillen. To grieve, but also to express anger and contempt that another woman has died at the hands of the U.S. military. Her death follows in the wake of Lavinia Johnson, Tina Priest, Panic Anjuman, and so many other women who have joined and died in this reactionary institution. It is important to emphasize that this death comes in the context of the harsh reality that around 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted within the military, with around 80% experiencing harassment. But despite this reality, many women, like men, join the military because they want to make a positive change in their communities. They also join to find steady work because there are no other jobs around. This was the same as Vanessa, as Lupe. Guillen, her sister, says, quote, since she was little, she wanted to join the army to have better opportunities for herself and for my parents. To be someone in life, to be someone that's important. That's why she joined, to protect and serve. But yet they failed her, end quote. For Vanessa, she came from Houston, Texas, and graduated top of her class from Cesar E. Chavez High School. She came from a working class background, and the high school itself is considered a dropout factory, with at least 40% of the entering freshman class not making it to the senior year. A majority Mexican-American community, and most of the people there are working class and economically disadvantaged. This is the reality of a large proportion of women and men who come from working class backgrounds and join the military. After decades of U.S. working class losing jobs as capitalists, those who own large corporations like Walmart, Amazon, CVS, and Honeywell relocate jobs and businesses overseas, as well as replace workers with machines to increase speed and efficiencies to seek greater profits. For many working class communities like the ones Vanessa came from, there are not many jobs around, outside of low-paying ones for the retail, as well as food. Furthermore, given the level of indoctrination faced in our schools, where workers are never taught how the U.S. military acts as a destructive institution, engaging in massacres, enforced occupations, systemic rape, and torture of people all across the world, including in our own country against the indigenous, black, and Chicano nations, it is no wonder that she tried to join. Military recruiters not only take advantage of this reality by going in and selling the idea of an experience that resonates with the working class youth, because for many, service with an honorable discharge could mean a free ride to college, or potentially a path to citizenship, as well as signing bonuses of up to $6,000. Military recruiters are vultures and scum that recruit working class youth into wars to fight and die against the people of the world for their interests of the rich. The experience of Guillen and so many other women reflect the treatment of women, as well as reflect the treatment that women in other countries face, especially those that the U.S. has meddled in. For example, in Afghanistan, where the U.S. is engaging in a $1 trillion war against the Afghanistan people, the situation of women since the invasion has only deteriorated. The upheaval caused by the U.S. usage of aerial bombs, drones, as well as paramilitary death squads and local warlords has caused great instability in the Afghanistan society that has only worsened the state of women. According to a report by the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, they found that occupied Afghanistan is the second most unequal society in terms of gender in the world, or that Afghan women rank at or near bottom at almost every conceivable world ranking: life expectancy, maternal mortality, access to education, access to health care, and the list goes on. According to a shadow report submitted to the UN in 2007, forced marriages, sexual harassment, domestic violence is all on the rise. 60 to 80% of marriages are forced, and 57% of brides are under 16. With many women seeing suicide or running away as their only option. This was all under the years of U.S.-supported Prime Minister Hamid Karzai, who also attempted to pass marriage laws in 2009 and 2014, legalizing the marital rape and spousal abuse. In addition, according to a report by Rod Norland of the New York Times, The U.S. military explicitly ignored around 6,000 cases of sexual abuse and enslavement of underage boys by allied Afghan commanders. Despite the framing of heads of state like Clinton, Bush, and Obama and others calling the war in Afghanistan a fight for freedom, a fight in defense of the rights of women, this is far from the truth. This is only just a small iota of the destruction that the U.S. and its army has caused all across the world. The U.S. military, both in its treatment towards women here in the U.S. as well as in foreign countries, is despicable. And it's not enough to call for a civilian overview of sexual content, as various advocate. As the greatest, is it cutting off? Oh, it's good. As the greatest imperialist power on earth, we cannot just call on reforming the institution meant to protect the interests and hope that its violence would go down. No, we have to destroy U.S. imperialism itself. The only way to effectively combat women's oppression is to join the international struggle against imperialism and for revolution. What this means in our circumstances is to organize people, to kick out military recruiters from our schools, shutting down military recruitment centers, as well as supporting anti-imperialist struggles happening in our country and all across the world. It is only then that I believe that we can begin to move and fight and concretely start to end the sexual violence we see with women in this society. Thank you.
Thank you.